Hi students, this is a video walkthrough of your assignment guidelines. So let's get right into it. Okay, so here are the same guidelines that you saw on the page that I made for you. And this is all about you learning how to find an academic journal article. Usually when I do this in face-to-face classes, students are not familiar with what an academic journal article is. That's why it's really important for me to help you learn how to actually search up an article and what are the different things that you should be looking out for. Okay, so let's look at the sections here. And when you folks turn in the actual finished assignment later this week, like on Sunday, you're going to need to copy the format that I have right here, which is like section 1, section 2, section 3, and you'll see like the numbers underneath each section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's look at section 1. So in section 1, I need the article title of your academic journal article. I need the author's name sometimes, and you'll see this in the next video walkthrough. Sometimes you have multiple authors on an academic journal article. You need the academic journal name. You need the year published and the page range. So I did put in the guidelines that the year published, you have to find an article no older than 2005. So it has to be from published between 2005 to 2020. And the page range has to be no less than 10 pages. So 10 pages or more. So usually 10 to 15 pages should be just the right amount. Let's look at section number 2. What is your topic? So the example is I am researching the effect of deportation on young children. So maybe that's your topic. So in number 2, you're going to tell me, well, what are the search keywords that you put into the search bars to be able to come up with your article? So if you typed in the search bar deportation and then you typed in the word effects on children, then those are going to be your keywords for number 2. Number 3, please provide 3 relevant quotes from the article. They should be quotes that you would use in a research paper to strengthen your argument. Also, quotes with statistics can be very effective. Just pull any 3 quotes that really stood out to you from the article that you read. Number 4, read the entire article. So if it's 10, 15 pages, read it. And I don't expect for you to get everything that's being said. Remember, these academic journal articles are published by academics in the field, so they can use a lot of jargon or like, professional words, okay? So after you read it, I want you in your own words, and it's really important for me to get this in your own words, an 8 to 10 sentence summary. I don't care if you use fancy language or anything like that. I just want it to be as straightforward as possible so that I know that you got what you read. And not everything that you read is going to make sense to you, but you can kind of get the gist of it if you read it, okay? And section number 3, methods. Were there participants in this research? If so, how large was the sample? And what were the characteristics of the sample, their race, their gender, their age, their education? Did the researcher conduct experiments, interviews, surveys, secondary data analysis? Maybe it was another method. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about here in number 2, make sure you read chapter 2 and make sure you do the content lessons. They tell you what experiments, interviews, surveys, they tell you the differences between those 4. And then number 3, what were the researcher's hypothesis or hypothesis? They can have more than one, especially with research that is analyzing numbers. They can usually have more than one hypothesis. And in your own words, what were the results, findings, conclusion of the article? So overall, they went in with the hypothesis. What did they find? Does the data support their hypothesis? Does it invalidate it? So, talk about that in 2 to 4 sentences. And then the format, which I did put in the written guidelines as well, is that it has to be single spaced, 12-point font in a Word document, okay? And I know right here it says a physical copy is going to be due in class. There, we don't have class, so you don't have to worry about the physical copy. Anyhow, hopefully this was a helpful tutorial for you, okay?